Hi everybody, welcome back to the Gallowgateshots YouTube channel, and we are back with another video. This is early access for members as well, so if you're watching this a couple of days late, become a member and you would have got it 2 days earlier. Boys, a lot of people that would have watched the Always Smile on Faces podcast would have noticed that we did not mention a certain person. We're going to mention this person right now. So, after, I would say, 2 seasons of probably deserving this, Joelinton has finally got his call up to his national squad. So he's made the Brazilian team, Mark. Well overdue, isn't it?
Well, he hasn't actually.
He has?
Because he got his name wrong.
Oh, they did spell his name wrong.
Spelled his name wrong. Can you believe it? Poor Joelinton. Amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Like, we were calling out for him to be, get called into the World Cup squad potentially as a bit of an outsider. It's fully justified after the season he's had. He's been absolutely immense. He's been, my player of the season without a doubt, and probably a whole host of other people as well thinking the same. But definitely deserves it because beast, absolute beast.
I think what you get from Joelinton as well, and a lot of people see this, is dedication and commitment as well, Decker. He's gone through a rough patch at Newcastle since he arrived on Tyneside to where he is at now. It's been such a journey for him, but he never gave up at any point whatsoever.
No, yeah, 100%. And I think that's one of the things that even when I was critical of his performances, which I was, I always see he never went hiding in a game, ever. Never went hiding, ever. And he played through injury. I remember he was always banged up and he had bandages everywhere, and he would still carry on. And I think, I will always keep coming back to the same thing in terms of him signing him as a striker, then moving position, and having that period where he did it really well, and we kept thinking, but there'll be a sell-by date on this. You can't continue to keep playing like that. And literally since the moment he went into centre midfield or around that area, just been a completely different player. And we obviously, as fans, we campaigned for him to be part of that World Cup squad. It didn't happen, and. I wonder if he thought he'd probably be a bit upset, thinking, I've done so well, but maybe even he didn't think, maybe not yet. Maybe, I haven't justified it enough. Yeah. But now to be in it, just complete full circle as a story, isn't it? It's just unbelievable. It really is. It's thoroughly deserved.
And we can tell from his Instagram reels as well and his stories. Yeah. Have you seen them?
I've seen a few.
So he's just quoting every single person that's tagged him in anything related. Honestly, watch that. You're there for 3 days.
He's buzzing. He's absolutely buzzing, isn't he? Because especially the Brazilians, as probably it is with most professional footballers, you want to play for your country, but particularly Brazil,
to get in that Brazilian squad,
it's a big thing because we know what a powerhouse of a team they are.
So much history there,
it's massive, and it's just a hell of an achievement and recognition of the season that he's had. And like you say, it's the ultimate redemption story.
It is.
From where he's came to now.
Do you think it's helped him having Bruno next to him?
I think so. I think so, yeah. And I think, obviously, we don't know what's being said behind the scenes, but I would imagine when Bruno went back back to his national side, I'm not saying he might have been saying to certain coaches, listen,
there's a guy back, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's no doubt probably them he's been saying that type of thing, maybe in jest at first and jokingly, but then eventually. But when them scouts have been coming to watch Bruno, they've had a reason to watch us. Because they've probably been watching Bruno and realised, there's another Brazilian lad here. It was unreal. We'll take a look at him as well. So without a doubt, I think that's had I don't want to take anything away from Joelinton there on his own performance because they've deserved for him to get in. But I do think having Bruno's helped as well. I do.
And you know what it is? You can just tell how Bruno is from. He posted it straight as well.
Brothers, aren't they? Brothers, aren't they? It's a lovely relationship they've got.
It's absolutely class. And do you know what it is? I feel really lucky to be a fan in this moment as well. Having 2 Brazilian centre midfielders that are both making the national team as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
You would never think that would happen, Mark.
Good. I mean, you've got to go back to Mirandina. The last one that we had kicking around there. It's fantastic. And I think that they bring the best out of each other. Bruno and Joelinton, because they can obviously speak to each other in Portuguese, that they know each other inside out because of the relationship that they've got. There's almost that sixth sense when they're on the pitch playing together. So it's
completely different sort of players as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, that's what complements each other, having those two alongside of each other. They're both not shy of putting a tackle in. They've they're both absolutely committed to the cause of wanting to perform, and it's just fantastic to see. And yeah, I couldn't be happier for him. Absolutely brilliant.
You know, you cast your mind back when we signed him, and you think of that first, whatever, let's say 6 months, maybe a year, whatever you want to say. You would never ever thought, would you, that he'd be in the Brazilian squad? You just never would think that. Would
I didn't think it'd be in our squad.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. And it's just an unbelievable story. Like, it's just amazing. He deserves it so much as well.
He's just so, like, when you see his interviews as well, he's just so down to earth and genuine and honest. Yeah. It's like he's just so assuming. Like, for such an absolute beast, he's so softly spoken and relaxed, and just there's something when he goes on that pitch where he just turns. He's like the Incredible Hulk, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Like,
and just when I couldn't love him anymore, he jumps in the interview at the end of the Leicester game.
That was funny as hell, honestly.
Unreal.
That was
unreal.
Amazing. That, yeah, it was.
We were just howling at
I driving home. Yeah, it was so funny. It was amazing.
It's absolutely class. But honestly,
like what you said the other week, though, like if that. Those two and the relationship that they've got, you've just got to think about that moment back last Thursday when we scored the goal and they both collapsed to the floor, hugging each other. It was unreal.
Yeah, I'm obviously saying there about Bruno. Bruno obviously maybe trying to get Joelinton in the squad and saying so. I can only imagine the amount of influence Joelinton's had on Bruno coming here in terms of when he's arrived, how he's made him feel and what he's...
Yeah, because they didn't know each other before he came.
That's right, yeah. And the relationship that they've had, and I imagine Joelinton kind of took him under his wing in a sense. I know the fans fell in love with Bruno quite quickly, but I bet Joelinton still had an amazing impact on that.
It's a great point. It is a great point.
Yeah. I think like when we can appreciate what he brings to this team and see the journey that he's gone on, but what really stands out for me in recent weeks is you hear other fans of other clubs talking about Joelinton and the player that he is, how they wish they had a player like him in the team. You've even got, managers of other teams talking about him and stuff like that. I think even Jose Enrique was talking about him the other day and saying Liverpool need a player like Joelinton in there that can boss games and stuff like that. So when you're getting recognition from other players, other managers, pundits of the game, looking at your performances and or putting you on that pedestal of, he's a top player. Other teams could benefit from having him.
A player that can change your team.
Yeah, and he is that. He is that. He's unbelievable. Like Mark mentioned, he's your player of the season. He's mine without doubt. But that's 2 seasons in a row. He was mine. Pretty much. He was unbelievable last season, and he's carried that through. He's just. It's a funny one. I sometimes can't imagine a team without him. You know what I mean? I'm disappointed when he's not in the 11. It's a massive miss.
Yeah. And do you know what it is? I think the turnaround from this football club and Joelinton go hand in hand as well, because you'll always remember this last season and a half really of how Newcastle have just obviously absolutely leapfrogged everybody, and Joelinton's such a huge part of that because of the turnaround that he's had as well. Yeah, I think him and Bruno will be the players that you remember from these couple of seasons.
Probably, that probably is, yeah.
The Brazilian
boys,
thanks everybody. Like I said, if you do like stuff like this, become a member of the channel. It is just $2.99 a month to join. You get extra videos like this, you get early access, and you will get access to the Telegram group. Thanks for watching. See you later.
He's Brazil.